Ujú. Okay. Mira, para ayudarte voy a necesitar cobrar 2,500, porque no sé si cuando pongo la notificación que yo voy a estar allí, que si ella va a comenzar a pelear más. So, ahorita te llamo porque tengo una junta en la computadora. Ahorita te llamo, ¿ok?
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Today is Tuesday, June the 4th. My name is Judge Esparza. We have some writ hearings scheduled for this afternoon. We do not have a court reporter. If you're requesting a court reporter, your case will be reset for a later date. Not hearing any objections, we will proceed. The first case I'm going to call is C 2401-24-J, State of Texas versus Eduardo Castro. Carlos Garcia's the attorney. Mr. Garcia, I was informed, and I just checked earlier this afternoon, that the charges have been dismissed against your client, Mr. Castro. There was an order submitted earlier today, and I did advise him that he does have an immigration hold, but the charges were dismissed.
Okay.
So he is present in the courtroom, but he will be sent back. I know he was being housed in Brooks. I told him to keep him here so that they can make arrangements for him.
Okay, thank you, Judge. I'll try to reach out to him as well if he's still there by the time I'm able to make contact.
No problem.
Thank you.
You may be excused, sir.
Thank you.
Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, too.
Next case we're gonna call is C 2536-24-E, State of Texas versus Margarita Rodriguez. Habla inglés, señor? No, okay, she's Spanish speaking. Mr. Aleman, this is your motion. Will you help us? We have somebody here to help us with the translation. All I ask is that you go a little slow, please, so that they can get the translation to her.
Sure, Judge. Thank you. Judge, my client's before this honorable court on a $75,000 cash surety bond for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. My client is not currently on probation. Has never been to TDC before. She has no prior probation history at all. She does have a DWI from, I believe, December of last year, which is still pending. At this particular time, Judge, we understand that the allegation is very serious. However, in speaking with my client, there are indications that there may be issues of self-defense that we may need to look into as the case develops. She has no prior violent history. At this time, Judge, I am, as court-appointed indigent counsel for Ms. Rodriguez. We are respectfully asking for a bond reduction to $5,000 cash surety. I will share, just for the court's understanding, Judge, she's led me to believe she's not a U.S. citizen, but is a legal resident, has been here for over 5 years. And my understanding, she had no holds when I filed this writ. And that's my understanding to today, but I could be wrong. I don't want to mislead the court.
Yeah, I checked this morning and I didn't see any holds on her either. Mr.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Garza, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Judge. This is Ray Garza for the state. Judge, the state would be opposed to a $5,000 cash surety reduction. We are in agreement for a $50,000 cash surety bond with the condition that the defendant have no contact with the victim. The facts are particularly serious in this case. The state is alleging that the defendant did threaten the victim. The victim was the partner of the defendant. She held a knife over her head and he had to plead her to not do anything. So we would be in agreement for a $50,000 cash surety. The defendant does have 14 days in jail, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Garcia, did you see a protective order? I did not see one in place.
Judge, I can check, but I didn't see one.
Yeah, I didn't see one either. Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? You say, repeat what she said. Answer. What did she say? Yes? I just answer whatever she said so we can, you know. What's your name? What city do you live in?
En Fa. Viví en Fa antes.
You know the address where you lived?
Donde estaba es 902 Shorts.
Do you have somewhere else to go besides that address? If I lower your bond and you make bond, you cannot go back to that address. You understand that? And you're not to have any contact with the victim and Mr. Hernandez, Salvador Hernandez. Do you understand that?
Sí.
Bond will be reduced to $5,000 cash surety, no contact with the victim. You understand that? No contact with the victim. You understand? Okay. If you get out on bond, stay in contact with your attorney. You understand that? Anything else, Mr. Aleman?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you for your time.
Or any other conditions you want imposed, Mr. Garza?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
You can have seats. You too. Thank you, Mr. Aleman. The next case we're going to call is, I don't see Judith Cantu on the screen. C 2511-24-J, State of Texas versus Andres Alejandro. Speak English, Mr. Alejandro. Yes, sir. Mr. Alejandro is present. Victoria Guerra, this is your motion. You may proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Alejandro is charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. I'm not sure who I'm supposed to contact at the DA's office to get at least the criminal complaint. We're just sort of shooting in the dark here because I don't have any information about the facts of the case. Nevertheless, Your Honor, I did send a text to Annalise, who I thought was handling these cases, but she apparently isn't. We're asking that the bond be reduced. My client is indigent, doesn't have money to pay for a $10,000 bond. As far as criminal history, I know that there's a misdemeanor case pending having to do with terroristic threat that is presently pending in County Court at Law number 6, I believe. And let me see if there's something else I can tell the court to shed light on this.
Well, I do have a copy of the complaint. I know he's got a prior similar charge from last year. What's the state's position?
Your Honor, the state would be opposed to any type of bond reduction. The defendant does have 2 misdemeanors pending, as well as another felony at intake that the defendant is out on bond for. The defendant has 10 days in jail. The bond is set at $10,000 cash surety. That is a reasonable bond amount for the charge. The defendant threatened to kill somebody, and then he got a knife and threatened that person. And for those reasons, Judge, we would be opposed to any type of bond reduction.
Can I ask what he's out on bond on right now, a felony?
Yes, there's a felony at intake. It's a possession, as well as 2 terroristic threats.
And they're all misdemeanors?
The possession is a felony, and then there's 2 terroristic threats that are misdemeanors.
I saw an ag assault from 2023, September of 2023. Unless that was,
The picture looks different than my client. I'm not able to ascertain whether it's the same guy. I wasn't able to
raise your
look.
right hand, sir. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? State, you can put your hand down. State your name loud, please.
Andres Alejandro,
What's your date of birth, sir?
11/30/1992.
That's the name on the complaint. Andres Alejandro, date of birth 11/30/92.
Okay.
So are you currently on probation or parole?
No, sir.
You have a job?
No, I'm disabled.
Ah.
I'm disabled.
You're disabled?
Yeah.
You receive benefits from Social Security? How old are you?
31.
A physical disability?
No, I'm mental.
Who do you live with?
My mom.
What city do you live in?
San Juan, Texas.
Have you had any contact with his family, Victoria?
I haven't, Your Honor. I'm noticing that there was an ag robbery back in 2023 that got dismissed. Then I see a terroristic threat that's in county court at law number 6, and then another terroristic threat that was filed. That's an intake. I don't see the possession charges, Your Honor. The court has full range of different options available to it to ensure, number one, safety of the public, and it can impose all kinds of conditions to because what worries me is if there is a mental illness situation here, he's not going to get the treatment he needs in jail. The court could set that as a condition that he go to mental health treatment. The court can set conditions of drug patch or whatever order the court deems necessary to ensure the safety of the public, and also that my client, starts to engage in rehabilitation. But to hold him in jail on a $10,000 bond, the family cannot come up with $1,000, Your Honor. If the court wants to reset it so I can get more information from his family, but for now, we stand by our argument that $10,000 really serving to punish him and not serving any other purpose.
When I asked that he have no contact with the alleged victim, in my understanding and reading the complaint, the alleged victim is a neighbor. Sir, no contact with the gentleman that had this disagreement with you. Understand that?
My neighbor?
Yes,
It was my neighbor this time.
I understand it. Listen to my question. I'm asking that you have no contact with him. Do you understand that? No, I'm asking you a question. Do you understand my question?
Yes, sir.
Do not have contact with him. Do you know what that means?
Yes.
Okay, don't go over to his house.
He's the one.
Listen to me. If you're not gonna listen to me, we come back another day. Is that what you wanna do? Not go over to his house. Do you understand that? You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, don't make any, I'm not here to fight your case or argue your case. I'm just telling you what I don't want you to do so you don't get in trouble. Don't go over to his house. Don't be yelling at him or arguing with him. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
If he does those things to you, then you have the right to contact authorities and you can press charges against him. Do not go over there though. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
No drugs or alcohol, sir, while you're out on bond. If you make bond, I'm gonna order random UAs through probation. They're gonna drug test you. If you're taking medicine it's prescribed, it's not an issue. If you're taking illegal drugs that you don't have prescription for or alcohol, and it comes back positive on a UA, you're gonna come back to jail. Is that clear?
Okay.
Bond will be reduced to $5,000 cash surety. Anything else, Ms. Garrett?
No, Your Honor, I appreciate your indulgence.
Thank you. Good luck to you, sir. Have a seat.
Have a good day.
You too. Thank you on here. Yeah, there you are. Next case we're gonna call is C 25-41-24, State of Texas versus Mario Alvarez. Speak English, Mr. Alvarez? Mr. Alvarez is present. He is English speaking. Mr. Munoz, this is your motion. You may proceed.
Yes, Judge, Sergio is here on behalf of Mr. Alvarez, Your Honor. He's currently before the court on a felony possession of a controlled substance. He has a bond set in the amount of 15,000, Judge. He has not been able to make that bond for the charge. So at this time, we would be asking the court if they would reduce it to at least 5,000 to see if he would be able to make that. Since he has not been able to post it at this point, Your Honor.
See a UNC, Sergio, do you know?
Judge, it's my understanding that there was no holes at the time that I checked. I don't know if anything has popped up since then.
Okay. What's the state's position?
Your Honor, Ray Garza for the state would be opposed to any type of reduction. We didn't see an ICE hold, but there are some prior removals, and the defendant does have some criminal history. He has 2 felony priors that I see, one in 2022 that he received 93 days Hidalgo County jail for, and one in 2021 that he received 58 days Hidalgo County jail for. The bond is set at 15,000 and he has 10 days in jail. The bond seems reasonable, and the state would be opposed to any type of bond reduction, Judge.
Raise your right hand, sir. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? State your name. You can put your hand up. Sir, where were you born, sir? I didn't see any holds on there. Are you a naturalized citizen?
No, sir.
No? You have legal status to be here?
No, sir.
Judge, I was just gonna add, I did double check that as well. I didn't see any holds. He does have another charge out of the same transaction, Your Honor, which is a possession of marijuana. He has a $2,000 cash surety bond on that, which I know is not before the court, but I wanted to advise the court that would be the reason why we would be asking that this amount be reduced. If he can't make it, then of course we could revisit it, but that was our position, Judge.
Okay. Sir, do you have a job?
Self-employed, sir.
What do you do?
Mechanic.
What city do you live in?
Mission.
Who do you live with?
Hawaii.
How long have you lived in Mission?
10 years.
I'm gonna order random UAs through probation. They're gonna contact you. When they tell you to show up, you need to show up. Not when you want to, but you show up when they tell you to show up. You understand? No drugs, no alcohol. Is that clear? Bond will be reduced to $2,500 cash surety. Stay in contact with your attorney if you make bond. You understand that? All right, good luck to you. Anything else, Mr. Munoz? You got one more, don't we?
Yes, sir. Frank Herrera, Judge.
State's gonna call, let's see, C 2395-24-J, State of Texas versus Frank Herrera. Speak English, correct, Mr. Herrera?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Herrera is present. I know we were here about a month and a half ago on this individual. It appears he's still in custody. And I know he's got some pending cases out of the 389.
Yes, Judge. I just wanted to make sure, Your Honor, and that's why I was going to clarify. Maybe Mr. Garza can just can do that. I know he was already indicted, and the arraignment was on some. I think the only one that was pending that still has not been indicted, Mr. Garza, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, would be one of the possession of controlled substances and the unlawful possession, or.
I see it as he's been indicted on all his cases except the new ones he picked up on March 2024. But as far as all the other cases, it appears he's been indicted in all of those.
Yeah, so my understanding said here, all these cases before the court today have not been indicted.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because I know we had court this past week, and I just wanted to clarify because I know we were trying to kind of get them all together.
Okay. Did They gave you a July setting for all those previous cases, right?
Yes, Judge, we just had court this past week, yes, and we were right on the two, and she gave us July for everything else that's already pending.
What are you asking on these?
Judge, I know the court had already been, had already heard us before, and the court was very, I think, gave us the ability to reduce them to 5,000 each based on the circumstances, which I know, Mr. Herrera's family has tried to do. However, up until this point, they have not been able to get the money together for those charges. We're going to ask the court if they would agree to maybe cut them down to 2,500 on each of them to see if at that point his family would be able to make it. But I do understand the severity of the charges, Your Honor, in addition to the case he has pending. And but however, he had not been able to make bond, so we were asked by the family if we can come before the court again.
What's the state's position?
Judge, we would be opposed. $5,000 for each of the felonies seems reasonable. He has 5 cases, a $25,000 bond. He does have 82 days in jail, but he's got a multitude of active cases. He's previously served 4 years TDCJ on a 2019 theft and 10 years TDCJ on a 2000 ag robbery. We would be opposed to any type of bond reduction, Judge.
Raise your right hand, sir. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. State your name.
Frank Herrera Jr.,
How old are you, Mr. Herrera?
42.
42? What city do you currently live in?
Park Texas.
Who do you live with?
My mother.
You have a job?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I'm a cook at Patio in Hidalgo, Texas.
What's the name of the restaurant?
Patio Cafe.
How long have you worked there?
Since 2016 when I came home.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cases before the court. I'll go ahead and reduce the bond to $2,000 cash surety on each one. I'm going to order random UAs through probation. You're already out on bond and similar other charges, Mr. Herrera. Listen to your attorney. Stay in contact with your attorney. I'm going to order drug testing. If you make bond, if you come back positive, you're going to end up back in jail, and we're going to revoke your bonds, and you're going to sit there until you go to court. You understand?
And
No
Judge,
weapons. I don't want you to possess any weapons. Hold on just a minute. If there's any weapons at your house, at your mom's house, you have them removed. Do you understand me? I don't want you in possession of any weapons. Do you understand me? Sorry, who wanted to add something?
Me, Judge, sorry about that. We would be requesting AIP, Judge.
I'll go ahead and order AIP. It should be released to AIP officials, which means you're going to be under house arrest, sir. You can go work, but you need to notify them where you're working and your work schedule. And all other times you're at home. Do you understand? If they go check on you and you're not there, they're going to notify the court. We're going to bring you back in here and see what's going on. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Anything else, Mr. Munoz?
Nothing further, Judge. Maybe issues.
Yes, sir. Thank you for being here. Yes, you can sit down. Next case we're going to call is C 2412-24-F, State of Texas versus J. Luna. You speak English, Mr. Luna? Mr. Luna is present. Joel Garcia.
Yes, Your
Client
Honor.
is present, sir. It's English speaking. You may proceed.
Yes, Luna has 2 cases of possession of controlled substance. I'm sorry, he has 1 case, possession of controlled substance, a 3rd-degree felony. The bond is at $5,000, Your Honor, and he has not been able to make that. So he's asking for some consideration. Maybe being placed on the AIP program, perhaps. with a PR bond.
What says the state?
Judge, we would be opposed to a bond reduction. He picked up this possession in the DWI. He has a 5K bond on both cases. That's a reasonable bond amount. He has 16 days in jail. For those reasons, Judge, and also due to his criminal history, he has 3 felony priors, and he did serve 2 years TDC jail on a 2023 assault of a public servant. We would be opposed to a bond reduction, Judge.
Raise your right hand, sir. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
State your name, you can put your hand down. How old are you, sir?
21.
21 years old. What city do you live in? Who do you live with? You have a job?
I'm currently working,
Where at?
Downtown Cameron County Irrigation.
What'd you do there?
Like with the canal, like pipeline.
Working full-time?
Yeah.
I'm gonna order random UAs through probation. Same thing, sir. You will be drug tested. Better stay clean. No drugs, no alcohol. Do you understand me? Bond will be reduced to $1,000 cash surety. Anything else, Mr. Garcia?
That'll do it, Your Honor.
All right, have a good afternoon. Good luck to you, sir.
Good thing.
Next case we're gonna call is C 2537-24-I, State of Texas versus Sandra Torres. ¿Habla inglés, Sandra? Español, okay. Póngase el pie de acá. Vente. Mrs. Torres is Spanish speaking, Judith Cantu, present.
Yes,
I'm not
Judge.
sure if
Can
you're
you-
aware, I'm not sure if you're aware, Ms. Cantu, but she does have an ice hold.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe at the time that I spoke to her, she was not sure whether or not one had been placed, but I did file one nonetheless, Judge. She is being held. She was arrested along with 2 other co-defendants, one being her husband. And I know they are drug charges. However, my client has expressed to me that the husband and the other co-defendant are exonerating her, told the police she had nothing to do with it. However, she was still arrested. And she does have small children at home, Your Honor. I know she does have an ICE hold. I don't know if she'd be able to make bond, but for purposes of expediting the case, I did file this writ. I'm asking for a bond reduction. She has no resources. Because she does have children, I don't believe that she's going to, if she is deported, I believe she wants to fight her deportation. In case she is, we'd be asking for a bond reduction.
State?
Judge, we would be opposed to a bond reduction due to the ICE hold. And as far as the exoneration, we don't have any proof of that at this time. I think it would be a bit premature to lower the bond, given the ICE hold and the charges. She does have 13 days in jail, Judge. The state would be opposed to a bond reduction.
See any prior criminal history? I didn't see any.
No prior.
No criminal history.
That I saw, Judge.
Raise your right hand. Levanta la mano. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? What's your name?
Sandra Torres Torres.
What city do you live in?
Acá les dejan
How long have you lived there?
27 años.
Bond on the first degree felony. Will be reduced to $5,000 cash surety. Bond on the POM charge will be reduced to $2,000 cash surety. And bond on the state jail felony will be reduced to $5,000 PR.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just so she understands that she still has to pay a bondsman. But I just let her know I will go and talk to her.
Your attorney will come and visit with you. Do you understand that? You're still gonna have to pay some amount to a bondsman in order to be released. Do you understand that?
What was the amount, Judge?
Total was $7,000 cash. Females may be excused. Females may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
This case we're gonna call is C 2469-24-H, State of Texas versus Mando Rosas. You speak English, Mr. Rosas?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Rosas is present. Mr. Davila, this is your motion. You may
Yes.
proceed, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Rosas has been in jail for approximately 10 days, I believe now, Your Honor. I believe the writ was on 3 charges, but the assault has been filed, the misdemeanor. So we'd be requesting to go forward on the 2 obstruction charges. It's my understanding that these 2 obstruction charges were from when he was arrested. I guess he was angry at the time that they were putting him inside of a cell. However, he denies ever having threatened the officers in any way or anything along those lines. He does have some history, Your Honor. I believe he did have an assault charge from 2013, a felony assault charge that has since been resolved. He did go up for that. However, he has not had any issues since, I believe, 2016, Your Honor. And as I said, he is not, he is claiming he is actually innocent of these obstruction charges, and would respectfully request if these can be lowered to $1,000 cash surety each. I do know that these types of charges cannot be reduced to personal recognizance. Additionally, Your Honor, I did speak with him, and I believe that the most they would be able to raise between anybody that's willing to help him would be somewhere in the line of $200 to $300. And he does still have a $3,000 bond on the assault charge that has been filed, Your Honor.
What's the state's position?
Judge, the state would be opposed to a bond reduction. The bonds are reasonable at $5,000 each. He threatened both the victim and the police officer. He threatened 2 people. And he does have 1 charge that he did receive 4 years TDCJ for in 2012. We would be opposed to a bond reduction at this time, Judge.
Raise your right hand, sir. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Speak a little louder.
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand up. State your name.
I'm Giovanni Rosas,
How old are you, sir?
45,
What city do you live in?
in Alton, Texas.
How long have you lived in Alton?
I've been living there for about 8 years.
Who do you live with?
My mother.
Mr. Rosas, if you do make bond, the magistrate, I believe out of McAllen, who advised you of the charges back then, signed an emergency protective order, and you are not to have any contact with the alleged victim in this case. See if I can find a name over here somewhere. Becca Acevedo, do you know who that is? You're not to have any contact with her. Do you understand me? Until this case is resolved. Do not go near the address at 2117 Robin where you were arrested. Do not drive by there. Do not walk over there. Do not ride your bike past there. Do you understand me? No phone calls to her, no text messages, nor to her or her family members. Is that clear? You told me you don't live at that address. You said you live in Alton, so you shouldn't be there. Is that clear? I'm going to order that you have no contact with the victim again until these cases are resolved. We'll order random UAs through probation. We'll drug test you. Bond on the retaliation charges will be reduced to $1,000. Cash surety on each one. So a total of $2,000 cash surety. Anything else, Mr. Davila?
So I have for this honorable court, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Stay in contact with your attorney. Do you understand that? All right. Good luck to you. Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Davila.
Thank you.
I believe that's everybody. Mr. Garza, thank you for your time, sir. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good one. Take care.
Yeah.